Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, did you know that if you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win forever?
Forever. Like, that's it.
Ever. Like,
ever. No one can
ever beat you again.
Challenge you again.
Well, they can challenge you, but they won't win.
They won't win. You're right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. You win forever if you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks.
Yes. And did you know that if Chuck Norris were ever to go to an alternate dimension where there's another Chuck Norris and they fought each other, they would both win?
Yeah, that worked. That checks out. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, that's Chuck Norris for you, right?
That's Chuck Norris for you.
That's how awesome Chuck Norris was and is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. No, he's out there somewhere still.
Because though he may have passed, his mortal body may have passed, but his legend will live on.
It does. And it lives on in movies like we're covering today. This week.
Yep. This is, we just couldn't have our tribute for Chuck Norris end at one movie.
No, there's no way. So we had to do two.
We had to do two. And then we weren't done talking about Chuck Norris. So we decided to make it a trilogy.
Yes. And it had to happen that way, right? Because our first one, Lone Wolf McQuade, he gets a little bit more, you still have some of his martial arts going on with it, right? And it's more this kind of solitary story, right? Kind of that neo-Western like we talked about that inspires Walker, Texas Ranger, where he's just kind of taking on a local bad guy. But then, the next one, like we get into a military type of story of his. And now where he is fighting a government and soldiers to rescue people. Yeah. But we couldn't be complete because now he's got to save USA.
Yes, he's got to save the United States of America single-handedly.
Single-handedly. He's, again, a lone wolf in this.
Yes, he is.
There is no one helping him. I guess he gets a little bit of help from the Army and the military at the end, the National Guard. But it's still all him. It only happens because of him.
Yes.
It's his entire idea.
Yeah. And it also only happens because the leader of the terrorist cell that is causing all this mischief is scared to death of Chuck Norris.
I love he's having nightmares about Chuck Norris. There's aspects of this movie that are like an 80s slasher movie told from the perspective of the main terrorist. And the slasher is Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Yes. It's awesome. It is awesome.
And if you look at this guy, he looks like he's supposed to be one tough son of a bitch Soviet. But Chuck Norris makes him poop his pants.
Yes, he does. And he doesn't have a fresh pair of underwear.
No, he left that in Mother Russia. So what movie are we talking about?
We are talking about the classic Chuck Norris film. I think this one deserves to be called a film.
Yeah.
It deserves that designation. Invasion U.S.A.
Isn't that such a great title?
Invasion it really USA? Is. I mean, that's what it is. It's what it is. It's a terrorist group who are invading the United States of America.
Yes. It's not a long movie, right? But just
no, it's not. It's like an hour and 41 minutes or something like that.
Awesomeness just oozes out of its pores.
And by the way, it is from 1985. So, Lone Wolf McQuade was 1983. Missing in Action was 1984. Invasion USA was 1985, which we did not plan it that way.
We did not plan it that way.
How it turned out. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's I was thinking about this. It's like, it's almost like if Michael Douglas could have directed a 1980s Chuck Norris movie, this is what it would have been this. It wasn't Michael Bay.
I think it would have been. Yep. And see, the beauty of a Chuck Norris movie is, are they like objectionably good movies. Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is plenty stupid that, like, if you really sit back and you start to think about it, none of it actually makes any sense.
Yeah, but it's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Chuck Norris movies are so much fun to watch. Like,
they are.
You don't have to think. You can just sit back and watch Chuck Norris being a badass.
Yes. In which he makes Richard Lynch repeatedly poop his pants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned this, I think it was back in the Lone Wolf McQuade episode. But yeah, Chuck Norris movies are the epitome of Sunday afternoon dad movies.
Yes.
Like, these are the movies where on a Sunday afternoon, they're going to be on TV and your dad is going to be sitting on the couch watching it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember seeing a dad watch this movie. I saw the ending of this movie. This is why this movie has stuck out to me for about 20 years. Mm-hmm. Over 20 years. And it's taken me that long to sit down and watch it the whole way through. And yeah, I'm glad I did, because this movie has it's Chuck Norris oozing out of it, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I hope to one day be watching this on a Saturday afternoon and some young chap is over and he realizes that, oh wow, what's that movie you're watching, Mr. DeQuano? Like, I'm glad you asked. This is Invasion U.S.A. How about you take a seat and we'll pop some popcorn?
So, your kids aren't anywhere in this. It's just you and some random kid that showed up at the house.
No, one of them is with one of my kids. One is Theodore and Charles, and
okay,
I don't know how old they are at this point. Maybe they're only 9. Like, hey. Let's watch Chuck Norris kill everybody.
Okay, good. I thought you were saying it was just like some random like Boy Scout or something that was selling reeds at Christmas time or something. No. You just invite him in. It's like, let's watch Invasion U.S.A.
This is a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm still trying to figure out how that little girl survived, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not certain. She was the last one in the house, but which means she probably wouldn't have been the most in the way.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We don't want to spoil too much right now.
This movie is not afraid to go there.
No, it is not. It is not. Not at all.
I do love, like, again, this is 1985. You get some classic 80s clothing.
Yeah.
Not your Miami Vice type 80s clothing.
You get denim on denim.
How this movie does take place in Miami, and there is cocaine in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. And there's alligators.
There's alligators. There's alligators in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In fact, Chuck Norris lives amongst the alligators.
Yes, he does.
He is so fed up with things, he decided he's going to build a hermitage in the middle of the Everglades.
And he's just going to wrestle alligators for fun.
Maybe
it's not a spoiler. That's like right at the beginning of the movie, so it's not spoiling anything to say that he likes to wrestle alligators.
There's so much with this movie. Like we mentioned, Richard Lynch, he's going to be our main protagonist. But it's also got Del Berti, Ani Sanchez, Billy Drago, Martin Shacker. There's another person that's in this movie that I recognize, and I looked it up. Eddie Jones.
Yes.
He was in A League of Their Own.
He was also Jonathan Kent in the Adventures of Lois and Clark, or Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman, rather.
That's right. Yes. He's probably one of the. There's not a lot of outside of our protagonist and antagonist. We don't have a whole lot of other characters that show up a lot. I mean, we have Alexander Zale in there also, and Melissa Prophet showing up here and there, but it's an overall pretty limited cast.
Yeah,
but they all acquit themselves to what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, they do.
And some of the characters are ridiculous, like the journalist who just wants to call Chuck Norris, "Hey, cowboy."
Yeah.
And she keeps getting exasperated by him, even though he is saving everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's still annoyed by him.
Yeah. Yeah, and we get, some other hallmarks of classic 80s action movies where we get terrible Russian accents.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. I'm still trying to figure out.
Why do they insist on casting American actors to play Russians? Or rather, American actors who can't do a Russian accent to play Russians.
Yes.
Or
it's not the easiest
Australian
accent.
actors who can't do a Russian accent to play Eastern Europeans. Looking at you, Kate Blanchett.
But there's kind of plenty of Eastern Europeans out there that you can get. Now, granted, it was 1985. It might have been hard at that point, maybe. Or harder.
Yeah.
But still. And I love it. Again, like the Soviets. This is 1985. And again, this, the Soviet Union does not fall too long after this movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still that fear, obviously, that the Soviets were going to annihilate the U.S. But why should we have feared that anyway? We had Chuck Norris living amongst us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Chuck Norris, I mean, this isn't the first time he has saved America from whatever threat. Or saved, multitudes of people from, single-handedly from whatever threat.
Not his first time. So, that totally unfounded fear.
Yeah.
But it's still a classic trope of the time.
Yeah.
It's funny looking back at it. It's like, oh, yeah, that's classic 80s.
Mm-hmm.
The evil Soviets. But, I mean, they were evil. I get it. But over the top, they make it. And it's far more dangerous than the danger that actually existed.
Yeah.
But and they have a whole host of friends in this movie. Like there are thousands of terrorists in this movie. I don't know how they pull off any of this plot, to be honest. And
yeah, I mean
they have a bunch of friends somehow.
They have resources that there's no way that they could get all of this going and be this organized and coordinated.
Yes, especially with 1980s technology.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have burner cell phones they can use.
No. But somehow they have a literal army. Like
they have boats that storm a beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get to that scene. Sorry. I don't want to jump too again. And that's where we jump in. It's like, is this film technically a great film? Is it glorious? Absolutely.
Absolutely. It is so glorious. It's so much fun to watch. I mean, Chuck Norris movies in general, they've never really been accused of being, good movies from a technical standpoint or anything like that. But they are all so much fun to watch.
And again, all he has to be is this stoic self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even when his best friend in the entire world gets killed and he has to burn him in the middle of the Everglades, spoiler alert, sorry.
It's pretty early in
He
the movie.
still just decides to be his stoic self. And he grabs his beard with him and he's ready to get to action.
Yeah. Because underneath Chuck Norris's beard is another fist.
And that's what I like about this movie too. Is like he uses both his he uses his guns, he uses his fists, and he uses his legs and his feet.
And he uses rocket launchers.
Point blank range.
And micro Uzis. He loves his micro Uzis in this movie. There's a lot of rocket launcher play in this movie. Like a lot of it.
It's fun. But yeah, it's I do sort of regret it's taking me this long to watch the entire thing, but at the same time, maybe not, because it gets to be fun to experience it fully the first time.
Yes. And
for this show.
I had never seen it before this, not even part of it. And it was glorious. I loved every minute of it.
And I mean, it's not a spoiler to say that Chuck Norris wins, and we'll get to the end. Of course
he does. And he's Chuck Norris.
This is one of my favorite villain death scenes.
Yeah. We'll get to that, though. We will get to that. We will get all over that.
I don't think we have to say a whole lot else before we jump into it.
I don't think so either. So
we're going to spoil it by accident.
Yeah. So let's get into it. As always, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you have not seen it, you don't want to be spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the movie, and come back and listen. If you have seen it or you just don't mind being spoiled, keep on listening. But you have been warned. We are going to spoil every bit of rocket launcher play in this movie.
And Micro Uzi. And alligator wrestling. And
that too.
Shots to the groin.
Yep, that happens too. Like point blank. Not even through the pants, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, pretty soon, actually.
That's like at the very beginning of the movie, almost. Like within the first 10, 15 minutes.
Yes. Oh, boy. So, however, this movie starts place at sea. And there's a boat. And we can tell fairly quickly it's a boat of like Cuban refugees. And they're just floating along the water. And there's this little boy there.
Floating along the water.
Right? And he ends up talking with this older gentleman that's in there. Maybe it's his grandfather, or maybe a close family friend, or great uncle. And a lot of people are in this boat. They're sleeping. It's like it's the middle of the sun's out, and it's warm. They're thirsty. They're hungry. They're waiting for salvation.
Yeah.
And soon enough, all of a sudden, they see a boat coming. And it's, as, it becomes apparent, that is a Coast Guard boat.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a Coast Guard boat.
White boat with the red and Coast Guard armor, right? And they're starting to get excited that there's this boat. They feel like they have escaped Cuba. They're being rescued. It's salvation, right? And the captain of this boat, right, greets them. This is Richard Lynch, right? And so he comes to help this older gentleman out, right? From this boat onto the Coast Guard boat. As he grabs his hand, he takes out his gun and shoots him. And all of a sudden, they're all looking confused about why this is happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all the other sailors on this boat take out their machine guns and their weapons, and they just open fire on everybody in that boat, including the little boy.
Including the little boy. But they don't kill everybody.
No.
They take some hostage. Is it just the one guy, or do they take more?
I think it was one guy.
Yeah, so, because, I mean, they have to leave witnesses.
Yes.
As we find out later. So they take one onto their boat and kill the rest.
And then they have Alexander Zale there, Nico, this guy Nico, right? And they get on the boat and they find the little compartment under, the little hole of the boat, and we realize there's also a bunch of cocaine on this boat, right?
Yep.
And so they take the cocaine off the boat and they sail off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we get introduced to Chuck Norris. And he lives, as you mentioned, and
he's in the Everglades.
Opening.
He's got a little shack that he lives in. And that's on stilts.
He's a retired CIA. And he spends his days wrestling alligators. What fun.
He's there helping his buddy get an alligator and put it in a cage. And I love it. They're like, his buddy's got the alligator like between his legs. He's standing up, and he's got a rope tied to it. And Chuck Norris just dives on this thing's head and just wraps its snout up in a rope and ties it up just real quick,
like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's Chuck Norris.
Like he does it every day.
Yeah, it's like whatever. He also has a friend that's a Native American named John Eagle. This is Del Birdie.
Yeah, Del Birdie.
And Del runs he kind of tours of the Everglades on his airboat, right? And his business is not too far from the little homestead that Chuck Norris, or as we discover, his name is Matt Hunter.
Yes,
Matt Hunter. Right. So yeah, where John has his little business. It's not too far off from actually where Hunter lives. Matt Hunter, but he'll only be referred to as Hunter, essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Or Cowboy, as was discovered later.
Yeah, Cowboy. So, but that's only the reporter that calls him Cowboy. Yeah. Nobody else does.
Everybody else calls him Hunter.
Mm-hmm. Which is a fitting name because, I mean, the whole movie he's hunting terrorists.
He's hunting people. Yes. So, but yeah, so we get to a point where we have the local FBI, well, actually, the local police have discovered this boat. They discovered the Coast Guard boat, right? And all the crew that was on there, like, they were murdered, right, by these terrorists, and they were commandeered, and then that was the opening, right? But we get this FBI agent, who we mentioned earlier, Marvin Cassidy, played by Eddie Jones, right? And he's talking with the local police there, and there's this reporter there, and she's really interested in what's happening, right? And we're going to see her throughout the movie. This is
Melissa Prophet.
Dahlia McGuire.
Melissa Prophet playing Dahlia McGuire.
Melissa Prophet is the actress, correct? And so she's going to show up at various points where she's trying to, just try to report on the things. She's kind of a freelance journalist.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And, they're just kind of wondering, okay, and they're confused. There's this Coast Guard boat. The entire crew is dead.
And they're trying to keep her away. They're trying to push her back, but then she spits back with, well, haven't you ever heard of the First Amendment?
I don't know. They always say, haven't you heard the first? Yeah, okay. Yeah. But we have an investigation that you can't impede either.
Yeah.
We're not restricting what you can write right now, but we do have to investigate this. And again, it would be a confusing thing. Like, what is happening here, right? They don't have any clue yet as to what's going on. So then, is that when we cut to our scene with where Richard Lynch, she's our main protagonist.
Yeah, I think this is where
his name is Mikhail Rostov.
Yes, Rostov. And I think this is where we cut to. It's nighttime at this important person's house. So, or is that in a little bit? Is that a little? Because this is kind of an abrupt jump to this.
Yeah, I think this is early in the movie. I think we can just cover it.
Yeah,
it's important.
So he's in the bushes, sort of laying down, watching this guy walks into his house, and there are guards standing outside that are dressed like they're on safari.
Yeah, as I say, they're dressed like on safari. You can tell they look African, right? So you think, okay, this is not like the Caribbean where you have it's not the Dominican Republic or anything like that. You can tell this is Africa. And it's like an embassy in Africa. It's kind of the idea, or a consulate, something to that effect. Some important VIP in Africa.
So he's out there. He's just watching. He watches the guy walk in, and then he reaches over and pulls out a gun. But it's not just any gun. You would think that, a covert, clearly it's supposed to be a covert mission for him because he clearly seems to be acting as an assassin. You'd think that he would be using, some sort of silenced rifle, silenced pistol.
Yeah.
Even a non-silenced rifle, something that he could make an accurate shot with. But no, he pulls out a rocket launcher. He pulls out a rocket launcher.
That does seem to be his weapon of choice.
It does. It does seem to be that. But he gets a bead on this guy. But before he can fire it, a 1911 pistol pokes him in the side of the head. And he looks up and it's Chuck Norris.
And Chuck Norris just looks at him and just says, it's time to die.
And then he kicks him. Chuck Norris kicks him in the head. And then Rostov wakes up and he's in bed and he's sweating.
He is in a cold sweat. He's like,
and is it Nico that's with him? Is it Nico that's with him here?
Yes, Nico's with him.
And Nico's like, did you have the dream again? So this is a dream that he has multiple times. Like this dream haunts him. This dream of Chuck Norris telling him it's time to die. Then kicking him in the head.
I love how they invert it, 'cause typically in a movie, the protagonist might be having a dream about the antagonist.
Yes, because typically with something like this, the antagonist is responsible for like the death of the protagonist's loved ones or something like that. And they have nightmares about it because they couldn't save them or whatever reason.
Right, yes.
But yeah, in this movie, they flip it. And it's the antagonist that has the nightmares about the protagonist. So So that's fun.
Chuck Norris doesn't have nightmares about anybody.
Chuck Norris.
Nightmares have nightmares about Chuck
Norris. Yes. Before the boogeyman goes to bed, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris.
So we get a scene though of the next day, right? And we were with Mikhail with Rostov, and he's going to like this little like rundown motel, right? And he goes in. He's got a little black bag with him, right? And he goes in down to this office, and there's some armed guys there, and he puts it down on the desk of this guy, right? And they have a phone. This guy calls someone on the other line. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's here." Right, we're waiting, and he opens up, and it's that cocaine that they stole off.
Yep, he's like, "Hey, buddy, I got your cocaine."
it's the 80s. It's like, fresh. You got your coke,
fresh and ready to go. Get your coke here.
The guy, and there's this guy has like a girlfriend, maybe a girlfriend. There's a woman in there with him, right? And she's ready. She's ready to do her cocaine, right? And
she's ready. She is ready to do her cocaine.
He tests it. He's like, okay, that's good. And he gives some over to her, and she starts doing a couple lines of it, right? And Rostov's guys are meeting up with some of the this other guy, right? So apparently the deal is that this guy has a bunch of guns, right? And that's the deal. Guns for cocaine, right? Hey, again, classic 80s
like a fair trade
exchange.
In the 80s. Sounds like a fair trade in the 80s. Guns for drugs.
Right? And so they close the deal. And the guy puts his hand out to Rostov. He's like, "It's a pleasure doing business with you." Right? And Rostov's like, "Oh, the pleasure's all mine." And then while this woman she's got a little pipe up her nose, storing some, slams her head down into the table, and she just starts bleeding out the nose. It's been shoved all the way up her nasal cavity. Yeah. And she's screaming. She's got blood just pouring out of her nose. And he takes that guy and throws him against the wall, gets out a pistol.
So
first he shoots like the guy's bodyguards.
Yeah, he shoots the guy's bodyguards. Then he grabs the front of the guy's pants. Like the waistband of his pants. Pulls. So there's a little gap between the waistband and his stomach. Puts the gun down in there and shoots off his dick. He shoots the guy in the crotch. Not through the pants. Because he doesn't want to ruin the pants. They're nice pants. He puts the gun down the pants and then pulls the trigger.
He fired like 3 times. Once for each of the members. He walks away. He's walking away. He's going down the steps. Right? And then this must be the manager, or he owns this little building. It's just he's working the desk. He's heard all the commotion.
And did you mention he throws the woman out the window?
Oh, that's right. No, that's right. After he shoots
the guy in the crotch, he throws that woman out the window.
He throws her. There's defenestration in this movie. She's still screaming.
She's bloody. She's got bleeding from the nose and all this. She's all bloody. And he just grabs her.
He picks her up like she's nothing.
And he throws her through the glass. And she goes falling to the street below.
It's like Braveheart.
Yeah. Only there's glass in the window.
Braveheart didn't shoot anyone's drug call.
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure if they had guns at the time, they would have.
Yes.
That's totally something Richard Longshanks would have done.
He casually walks out, and then the guy at the desk there, he just casually walks in the room. He looks over and sees a guy with a hole in his crotch, and then looks at the table. He sees a bag of cocaine. He's like, I'm going to take this. I guess I quit.
Yep, I'm going to go get me some guns for it.
So meanwhile, they have kind of pieced together at some point that Rostov is responsible for this cocaine, not the Coast Guard shooting or killings, right? And so the FBI agent, right, decides one evening that not during the day, he's going to go at night. And Agent Marvin Cassidy, to pay Hunter a visit, right? And he gets out to his.
By the way, the guy that got shot in the crotch.
Yes.
IMDb doesn't have him listed, but I believe that is Richard Brake.
Yes. I think you're right. I looked at this earlier in the week, and I think you're correct.
This guy's great. I love seeing him and stuff.
Let me look at that real quick.
You know, he was in an episode of The Mandalorian. Right, he was the Imperial officer.
Okay.
When they had to break into the base, and Mando had to disguise himself.
Ah, yes.
One of the drivers. He was in Tremors: Shrieker Island.
Ooh.
He's in the Peacock adaptation of Brave New World. He's in a couple episodes of that. He played Pope. He's always it's always nice seeing him and stuff. In an episode of Supernatural.
Yeah, Billy Drago, there he is. He's in the Untouchables.
Well, not Billy Drago. Richard Brake.
Okay.
Wait, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy.
Yeah, I think it's Richard Drago.
Yeah, they do look similar. Yeah, maybe that was
Richard Drago though was in Tremors 4. So
okay, the legend begins. So yeah,
he was also in the Hills of Eyes.
Maybe it was Billy Drago then.
And then the Maria Doist plays the woman that gets thrown out the window, where she is listed as Mickey's Coke girl. So we have that.
Yeah. Yeah. Then that means it was it was Billy Drago, who is listed on IMDb, by the way. So I was wrong. It was not Richard Brake. He just looks similar to Richard. He has the same mouth as Richard Brake. I think that's what threw me off.
Yeah. Yes. So meanwhile, the FBI and CIA discovered that Rostov is probably like behind this, right? And so Cassidy decides he's going to pay Hunter a visit, right? He's going to go to his homestead in the Everglades. But he's not going to go during the day
because he knows. No, actually, no, he is going to go during the day. Oh wait, you're going. No, never mind. We're not to that part yet.
He's going to pay him. They have. Cassidy and Hunter have a past with each other, and Cassidy has a respect for Hunter, right? They have a tenuous relationship, but so he goes in the middle of the night. He stops by and he goes into Hunter's house. He doesn't see him right away, right? But Hunter has a pet armadillo.
Yes,
that we see walking around.
He has a pet armadillo. Like he's got a little bowl of milk and everything out for it.
Yes. But then Hunter gets a surprise on Cassidy, right? And because he's not too happy to see him. He is content to live in the Everglades, wrestling alligators.
Yep.
Making friends with this Native American, his friend,
and taking care of his armadillo.
Yeah. He looks like he has a nice life here in the Everglades. right? And he, Cassidy tries to implore him that, Rostov's in the U.S. We don't know what he's up to, but we could use your help. Very standard thing, right? Trying to get someone out of retirement.
And he's like, no.
To deal with the bad guys.
I'm retired. This is your fight. Sorry, but I like being the subject of his nightmares. and if I come after him, then that means he's going to die. And if he dies, he can't have nightmares about me.
Mm-hmm. So Cassidy has no choice but to oblige Chuck Norris's request because
he's Chuck Norris.
Exactly. Cassidy does not want to be having nightmares about Chuck Norris.
No, he doesn't.
He's a smart guy. And so he leaves, and we cut to the next day, and with Hunter and his buddies there, and right, and talking with Eagle, and Johnny Eagle goes off, right.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Norris is left there in his homestead. He's doing work around his house, right? He's doing some yard work in the Everglades.
Yeah, he's doing some yard work. He's cutting down some trees and cutting up logs, and and we see all these airboats coming down the Everglades.
Yeah, it is a kind of a cool little sequence. Like, I love how there's like 4 or 5 airboats.
Yeah,
right,
and they're just
coming down the Everglades.
They're cruising through the Everglades, and then we notice that on one of them is Rostov, and all of them pull out guns, and we realize that Rostov hasn't even started with his plan yet.
No, he hasn't.
He has not started with anything yet.
But he knows that.
But he knows that once he starts Hunter is going to finish it. So his goal is to take out Hunter before he becomes a player on the board.
Yeah, he's gonna, he's gonna take him by surprise, right? Exactly. Like, again, Rostov is not a dumb guy himself, right? He's smart. He's gonna try to take out the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
Before all this shit starts to go down.
Yeah.
But they get kind of caught by surprise by John Eagle. He's running up on his airboat.
Yep. So they shoot John Eagle and they kill him.
Yep. But this is enough to alert Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And once you alert Chuck Norris,
mm-hmm,
you're kind of dead.
Yeah. Maybe not right that second, but it's coming. It's coming. He has written your name on his foot. And there's a roundhouse kick coming for you.
And they start shooting over at his little house that he has, modest house that's there, right?
And then here comes another rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Rostov.
I'm a little disappointed that he did not stick a rocket launcher in the guy's crotch.
No.
Like,
he couldn't hide one under his jacket. He could easily had a pistol.
Yeah.
He couldn't conceal a rocket launcher.
I hear you. Anyway, and so they shoot the rocket launcher through the house.
Into the house, and it blows up. The house just goes up. And it goes up right like as the armadillo is up at the house.
Yes.
So you're wondering, you see Chuck Norris right away. He's on the ground behind the house because he dives out of the window just before it blows up. But you don't see the armadillo.
No.
And then so they blow up the house and they just keep on shooting at it with their M16s. And then when they're satisfied, they turn their airboats around and they go off And then you see the armadillo, and he's just fine.
Of course he's fine.
Running around.
And then we see Chuck Norris.
Just fine. And
Chuck Norris is also just fine.
He's just fine. A little bit dirty, but that's okay. He was rolling around in the dirt. In the mud.
But he and his armadillo friend go get John Eagle and bring him back to the ruins of the house and put him under some of the debris there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chuck Norris decides he's going to just give him a proper funeral pyre.
Yeah.
And he burns remains of his house. Sans armadillo. Armadillo does not get burned with the house.
No. But my guess is he probably sets the armadillo free. He sets him loose.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have
the armadillo.
He's like, you were a wonderful companion, armadillo, but now it's time to be free. Go make little armadillo babies.
You have learned why wise one. And this armadillo is the Chuck Norris of armadillos.
Yes.
There's probably a whole universe of movies with this armadillo where you just don't fuck with him.
No.
So,
and I mean the first of those movies is probably called Armathrillo.
So, Chuck, yeah. We also find out like John Eagle had a little restaurant attached to his airboat business, and so Nelson makes it. He makes it over there, right? And he decides to take John Eagle's truck. Hunter not Nelson, Hunter. Hunter gets over there, takes the truck, and he's going to tell Cassidy he's in, right? He goes to this bar. It's funny. He goes to this bar. No, that part happens later, but he goes to this little bar and basically tells Cassidy he's in.
Yeah.
Right?
Right before what happened, just before he walks away without paying his tab, so Cassidy's stuck paying it.
That's right. He's just sitting there drinking a beer. Cassidy orders a beer too, right? He tells him he's in, and he walks away. And then Cassidy tries to walk away, and the bartender's like, "Hey, you gotta pay for it."
Yep, so Cassidy pays for Chuck Norris's beers, however many he had before that, which, I mean, I'm guessing he probably had quite a few because he just lost his house. He had to set his armadillo free. His best friend.
He set his armadillo free. Yeah.
I mean,
he's got to go be a living nightmare again.
He's had a rough day.
When Chuck Norris has a rough day, the body count rises. And so, but we cut to another scene that's that evening. It's on a beach, right? And there's this like college couple on the beach are making out, right? And one of the guys we saw on the boat earlier, right? He's kind of walking down the beach. He sees them making out, right? This is Nico, Alexander Zale again. He goes up to them and he shoots them.
Yeah. He doesn't tell him to leave. He just shoots him.
Yeah. And then we cut to they're kind of on the further edge of the beach, right? You're like the tall grass and everything like that, right? By the dunes. And we cut to the actual shore of the beach, and all of a sudden we see there is an entire fleet of boats that just land on this beach. And just hundreds and hundreds of terrorists just come pouring out of them. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, like it's like the invasion of Normandy.
Yes. It made me think of Saving Private Ryan.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And then we cut to the next day, and like Cassidy's there, and right? And they're taking those bodies all of the college kids off the beach, right? And then they're talking about how, you know, all the other tracks they saw coming off the beach and these these boats that have been stolen, right? The piecing all together, like what does Rostov have in store? What's gonna happen? They're still like really afraid about what's gonna happen next, right? And that's when we begin to see the big pieces start kind of coming together on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We cut to a neighborhood at Christmas time.
Yep. For some reason, there's a man and his two kids who are decorating a tree outside for their Christmas tree.
Yes.
They're not one of those families that, cuts the tree down and takes it inside.
No.
Living room.
He's like, hey, we have a tree outside.
And this is the only house in the neighborhood with an outside Christmas tree.
And it's a big deal, but who gets to be this? Mm-hmm. Which kid gets to put the star on the tree? The little girl,
the younger daughter, she asks if she can put the star on the tree this year. And her older brother says, no, I get to put the star on the tree. And the sister is like, you put it on last year. And then the mother comes to the door from inside and, tells him dinner's ready.
Dinner's ready.
So the dad's is like, okay, well, I'll put the star on the tree. And it's not even a star. It's like a spearhead.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the mom tells him dinner's ready. So, he's like, oh, well, this will have to wait till after dinner. So he puts the star down. He and the kids go to walk inside. And the little girl, being impatient, comes running back out, climbs up the ladder with that star that they want to call it a star. It's not a star.
It's not a star.
And she reaches up and she puts it on the top of the tree. Meanwhile, Rostov is sitting in a truck watching. He's watching this little girl put the star on the tree, and then she climbs on the ladder and runs in the house.
That's not weird at all.
No. Yeah. That's... Yeah. But anyway, so she climbs on the ladder.
Hard drive?
They might have to. I don't know. But she runs in the house, and then Rostov decides that it's go time. He has yet another rocket launcher. This rocket launcher seems to have the infinite ammo cheat code.
Yes. Yes.
Because after that little girl runs inside the house, he fires a rocket at the house and blows it up.
It just explodes.
And then he turns and he shoots another house and blows it up. He turns and shoots another house, blows it up. He shoots a total of 6 times without reloading. This is a rocket launcher. It is a one-shot.
He destroys this entire block.
This is a one-shot weapon, right? You can't fit more than one rocket inside this tube.
Yes, no.
But he fires it 6 times at 6 different houses. Does not reload.
And
it's rapid fire. Like he shoots rapid fire 6 times.
Yeah, like it's nothing. It destroys his entire block.
Mm-hmm.
Loading a rocket launcher once.
Mm-hmm.
And these houses look completely destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've been shot with a freaking rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And then he goes away quietly with his little crew that's with him.
He's like, oh, I think somebody might have noticed that. And they just turn around and just casually drive off. Meanwhile, people are running around, freaking out. Somebody runs up and is carrying that little girl out of the house. She seems more or less completely fine.
The rest of her family is completely dead, including her brother.
But somehow she survived. The whole house blew up with everybody inside.
The house explodes. You see everything explode.
Mm-hmm. There's no house left.
There should be pieces of this little girl. There's pieces of her brother. There's pieces of her mother.
Somebody carries her out
father.
And then puts her down, and she's upset, understandably. But other than that, doesn't seem to have a scratch on her.
This movie goes there. It blows up a suburban neighborhood.
Yeah. Just casually, just yeah. So Rostov leaves once they figure, the cops are probably called by now. Let's just mosey on out of here.
He's never moseyed before. Mosey on out of the neighborhood.
He's ambled. He sashayed once or twice.
But his crew's not done yet. He's not responsible for this next thing, right? Because again, they had hundreds of people coming out of these boats.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have other operatives that are already in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so we kind of cut to this area. It looks like it's kind of like little Cuba or a largely Hispanic area of like Miami, of South Florida. And there's youngish people in the 20s, and they're just having a good time at night.
Yeah.
Right? Outside this sort of restaurant, or they're outside enjoying the weather because it's South Florida at Christmas. It's not going to be too cold, right? They're going to enjoy the weather. And then these cops show up. Right? And these cops are being very quiet, not saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy you can tell that they've been kind of harassed by the cops before, right? He's like, I've had enough with you guys, right? You can't just harass us, that type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these cops are just looking at them stoically, not saying anything. And then they shoot the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it becomes this whole scene about what's happening.
Yeah, and then they start shooting everybody who's right there.
Yep.
And they keep shooting, and then they're about to shoot this one other guy, and the other one stops him. It's like, no, we have to leave witnesses.
We need witnesses, right? It's this massacre, right? And you get the idea. Like, they want this massacre. They want to make it seem like it's racially motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they want to cause chaos in the U.S. And the idea is that later, right, they want the cops to be disrupted because, well, we can't trust the cops, right? They're the ones killing everybody. And they can kind of covertly continue doing their thing. That's the idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, we get a scene with Cassidy. It's there. They kind of quickly figure out that they weren't actually cops, right? That it's Rostov's guys, right?
I would imagine they probably figured that out pretty quick.
But as they're getting there, like, of course, the residents, right? They don't realize this yet. So again, it's having that desired effect of not trusting the police, right? And we see Dahlia there at the scene. She's reporting on it, right? So he goes to this other little bar, right? And he tries to get in, and the bouncer that's there, right? He's none too pleased to see Chuck Norris. He doesn't know who Chuck Norris is, right?
Yeah, but he knows that if Chuck Norris is around, then, shit's gotten real.
So he had a little confrontation with him. Chuck Norris wins the confrontation, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't even a challenge.
So, and Chuck Norris goes over to the end of this bar, and he goes to this guy, that gives him some information. He wants to kind of know where Rostov might be, or where people may know where Rostov might be. He tells him about, oh yeah, I heard about these weird people being at this club the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Weird club people.
And the day after this shootout at the Cubans, and then with blowing up the suburbs, and they're meeting at this nice poolside, bar, right? And there's these two guys, right? And they have reports on everything on the news about what's happening, and all of a sudden, people kind of, they get the sense that some people are kind of scared because of some of the incidents, but it's not this full-fledged fear within the country yet.
Yeah.
And I love the little infographic on the news, right, when they're talking about this segment, and just says terrorists. This is just a grenade.
Yeah.
Anyway, they give these two guys there these big shopping bags, and they go off, and they talk about, about their plan and the time they're going to meet up later, right?
So then we're in a mall.
Well, before we get to the mall, right? Hunter, right? To get the scene. Well, we don't see him yet. We get a scene with this other guy, right? It's outside of this, like that club we mentioned, and there's this big, classic '80s bodybuilder looking type of guy there.
Yes, that's right.
There's other guy, and they're working on this red car.
Mm-hmm.
And this other guy comes up. He drives up, right? And he knocks over their bucket that they're washing the car with, and he's with these other guys, these Russian guys. And they're not too happy about this, but they let him, he goes up into the bar, this club, and we can see it's actually like a kind of like a dancer, like dancer. They have dancers there, right? But it's not just that. I mean, they seems like they kind of hook people up with some hookers on the side, all that type of thing. Very seedy looking place. And the guys this guy is with, right? This is an African American guy. And you can tell he's with these other like Russians, and like we're supposed to be there. It's like, oh, you can go. I'll be there, right? And he decides to take this woman to the back room, right?
What are they going to do in there?
And they get in the back room, and she touches his hand. His hand's already bandaged up. We don't know why it's bandaged up, but it's bandaged up. And he's like, "Don't touch my hand." She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Right? And he sits down and like, "It's okay. No, it's okay. It's just, it hurts." And he puts his hand, it's his left hand that's bandaged up.
Yep.
He puts it on this little table.
Puts it down on his table.
And out of nowhere, this knife comes out.
Just comes out and stabs right through that hand, right through the bandage. And the guy screams. And Chuck Norris is standing there in the doorway holding the knife.
And that woman runs out of the room when she starts screaming for other people to come in.
And so that bodybuilder looking dude comes in. And Chuck Norris doesn't even have to try. He drops this guy so quick.
And so he then proceeds to have a conversation with the guy that's got a knife in his hand. He wants to know about where Rostov is. He's like, "Oh, I don't know. It's like, it's too late anyway. I was supposed to meet them there a while ago. Like it's already started." And he must have told him at some point. We don't see it because we don't, Chuck Norris ends up being there. But before he goes, he opens up the guy's right hand, and he pulls out a grenade. Pulls the pin on it.
Pulls the pin on it, sticks it in the guy's right hand. Now remember, his left hand is still pinned to the table with a knife. And
he looks at him like, "If you live through this, I want you to tell Rostov something.
It's time to die."
He casually walks out.
It's time to die.
This guy, he's got a knife in one hand, a grenade in the other. And Chuck Norris standing in front of him. And he just says, "It's time to die." So he's sweating.
A little bit.
If he lives through this, he's not only telling Rostov that, But he's going to be having nightmares about Chuck Norris now.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But yeah, Hunter casually leaves like it's nothing. I've done this before. He gets it enough that I guess there's an open window in this room. And he tosses the grenade out the window, and it lands on big bodybuilder guy's car. And that just blows up. So now we cut to the mall, right? And there's a kid there that wants to see Santa, and all of a sudden, you're already feeling like we just saw a boy explode.
Just saw a boy explode in a house. We already know that Rostov is not opposed.
This boy that wants to see Santa
killing families in their homes. Yeah, and we see this guy walk up, and he puts a shopping bag down.
Yeah,
it looks like it has like Christmas presents in or something. Just puts it down,
and this other guy sees it. It's like, hey, dude, yeah, you forgot your bag.
Because he walks away.
If you see something, say something.
Yeah. Yeah, so this guy sees him. He's like, "Oh, I don't want his kids to be without Christmas presents this year. I'm gonna go get this guy his bag back. I'm gonna make sure that his kids have a happy, Merry Christmas."
So he starts chasing him through the mall. It's like, you forgot your bag. You forgot your bag,
sir. You forgot your bag. And then the guy just starts running.
Like,
and he's still running after him.
You forgot your bag.
You forgot your bag. And then one of the cops sees this, and he starts running after the guy. And like the guy's running like he's running away from this bag. Like he's just getting faster. And so finally the guy turns around, he pulls a gun and shoots the cop.
Yep.
And shoots the guy who's trying to return his bag.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shoots them both. And the bag goes flying. And it hits the ground, and then it blows up.
Yep.
Now, meanwhile, right after this, a pickup truck comes crashing through the mall entrance, like through the windows in the mall, and drives right up there. And
now everybody's scattering.
Chuck Norris gets out in his denim on denim. And he's got his 2 micro Uzis.
He's just firing indiscriminately.
Yeah, just shooting from the hip.
I mean, this is a full-on scene in this mall now, right? And within the mall too, like, they have a display. It's like, I guess it's kind of for like a advertising for a local car dealership, right? Where they have another like Nissan pickup truck that is right there in the middle of the mall. And one of the bad guys is there that was paired with the guy with the bag, jumps into it and starts hot wiring this truck. Because he just saw Chuck Norris. He's seen Chuck Norris come in.
Yeah.
And so.
And he knows it's time to get out of there.
So he starts it up, and they get in that truck, and they start driving out.
And meanwhile, Dahlia is there.
Yes, of course she's there.
And she runs in. She's like, "Hey, cowboy."
She happens to be at every major thing that happens to Chuck Norris in this movie.
Yeah. And so she gets in the truck with Chuck Norris, with Hunter.
And they're driving just out of the entrance. And as they drive, as the bad guys drive out, they almost hit these two girls that are coming in. The women that are coming in the mall, right? The one clears out of the way, but the other one is still there. And for some reason, the bad guy, the driver, grabs the one by her hair, picks her up, and just kind of keeps her on the side of the truck while he's driving. So he's driving with one hand. He's driving with
one hand and holding onto her with the other.
Like, why does he not just drop her?
Yeah. And
Like,
it as he's driving, we can see that, he has changed from holding her hair to now he has his arm around her waist.
yes. And at this point, Chuck is able to commandeer another vehicle with Dahlia, and they're just chasing.
No, they're in his pickup.
That's in his pickup.
They're in his pickup,
and they're chasing after this car. They're driving through the streets. They drive through a baseball field. Right, it's a full-on chase, truck chase, right? And finally, they're able to grab that woman, right, and pull her into their truck, right, the truck's truck. And so, but they're keeping up. He is not gonna let this truck get away, right? So because he just happens to have a grenade on him. He's able to get it out, right? And he pulls out that pin. He gets right up until, thankfully, they have their window open. And he tosses it into the passenger side window. And practically trying to get the grenade out from the.
No, it's not. He doesn't toss a grenade in there. It's one of the guys, the guy in the passenger seat, he pulls a grenade out and he's going to try to throw it into Chuck Norris's car.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
That's right.
But I don't remember if Chuck rams him or if the driver swerves. Either way, he drops the grenade. He drops the grenade.
And then they're just trying to pick him up. And then they get hit by sideswiped by Chuck again.
All after,
and they go spewing out into this like parking lot.
But this is all after they have a short round tug of war with the blonde woman.
I like that. Good call. Nice call.
They just barely get her into Chuck's truck.
Yes. and
then the grenade happens.
And then Chuck just hits him again, and they lose control because they're both trying to get the grenade.
They're both trying to pick up this grenade.
And they go into this little parking lot, and then it just goes boom.
The whole truck just explodes.
And when it explodes, it's like it hits a ramp because it goes airborne and flips. It lands, and I love how Dahlia, they stop. She gets out of the car. It's like, thanks, cowboy, for the ride. We don't know what ends up happening to the girl, that was, pulled on to the car and all that, but she lives obviously too and has one hell of a story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut back to the hideout or the lair, wherever Rostov is organizing all these things. And he's got that other guy that we saw with Chuck Norris earlier, with Hunter earlier. He's like, you weren't there, but he was. You talked, didn't you? And this guy, he is scared still. He just, Mikael should have had more sympathy for this guy. Right? He knows what Hunter's like. He has nightmares about Hunter. He should have sympathy for what this guy went through. Chuck Norris showed up, put a knife in his hand, then put a grenade in his hand. Right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have empathy for this guy.
No.
Because he keeps interrogating him. And he finally asks the guy, well, what did he say? He said, he tells him verbatim, he said, tell Rostov, it's time to die. And so Rostov's answer to this is to pull out a gun, shoots him in the gut. Like, if Rostov is not killing people with rocket launchers, he is shooting them in the private area.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
he's a rocket launching dick shooter.
Rostov is still, he is perturbed by all this, right? But Nico, right? His right hand man, his second in command, he is the calm voice of reason. It's like, no, it's like we can deal with Hunter later, right? We should stick with the plan. Like, they are undisciplined without you. They need you to rally them and tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I understand you want to kill Hunter. That can happen. But no, I get it. He shows up in your nightmare, your dreams nightly. But we got to continue on with the mission.
Yeah.
To invade the USA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because, the invasion of the USA hasn't really started yet.
No, it really hasn't.
The preliminary attacks and stuff have, but the invasion has not.
No, it hasn't. Now people are now really on guard after the small incident.
And the neighborhood getting blown up.
Neighborhood. Right? So that now people are getting, especially in that Miami area, right? Because this is where most of the stuff is still happening. They've gotten concerned, right? So we cut, it's at nighttime, and we have a scene of this family. It's this, husband and wife and their daughter, right? And they go into this church, right? And you can tell it's like this prayer service that's going on.
Yep.
Right? And they're scared about what's happening.
Understandable.
Okay, while that was going on, right? We have we cut back to Hunter, and he's hunting around for Rostov, right? And the National Guard is out and around now also, right? He's driving around in his pickup. He's got one of those pickups that has the spotlights on top of it.
And he drives up. He just sees the roadblock and just turns around. Just he goes the other way.
But then he gets stopped by some other guards, right? And he realizes quickly these are not actually the National Guard.
Nope.
This Japanese guy comes up to him, is like, "I need to see your ID." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have my ID." And then his ID is a micro Uzi.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then there's like four of them. So he shoots the two that are kind of on the the driver's side, and then he shoots these two others that are behind him, right out the back of the cab. And he casually gets out. And that Japanese guy, right? He's not dead right now, right? And he looks at him. He's like, "Do you want to talk?" And the guy just like screams at him in Japanese.
Yes.
Fires around into this guy point blank. Mm-hmm. Not just one shot. No, there's multiple rounds, and he just shoots at him.
Yep.
The other guy there, he's there like kind of like, he's been shot and he's bleeding. He's probably, he's close to death, but he's scared. Hunter looks at him, like, "Do you want to talk?"
And he's happy to talk. He's happy to answer any questions that Hunter has.
So he's alerted them where, one of the next things that they're doing, right? Which happens to go with this church thing that we were just talking about. And Mikhail was going to be there, but then that's when Nico shows up and tells him about these guys that Hunter just killed. It's like, you need to, I think you're gonna have to take care of this other thing we have to do. That type of thing. So he leaves and kind of reluctantly, but he leaves.
And so then we're back at this church.
We go back to the church and they're singing a hymn. They're praying to your Father. Right. And then we're cutting back and forth because there's like a group of about 4 guys there, right? And they put this one guy and he's putting up these explosives at the steps of the church, right? He sets everything and he's got the wire, right? And he's uncoiling it and going back to where all the other guys are. Now, this is how badass Chuck Norris is, right? He didn't get there. They're like just down the block. They're in view of this church and the doors where they set the explosives the entire time.
Yeah.
There's these 3 guys watching the guy set it as he uncoils everything and goes back.
I love this, by the way.
I love this too. And so it's like it's go time, and they try to blow up, and nothing happens. And they're trying to figure out why isn't it blowing up.
And then they hear a voice from above. And no, it's not God. It's Chuck Norris.
He's like, is it not working?
They look up there, and he's holding the suitcase that they put the bomb in.
And again,
he's like, "Oh, is your bomb not working?"
Their eyes are on the church the entire time.
Yeah. Like, your bomb not working? Oh, don't worry, it'll work.
Sucks when that happens. I hate when my bomb doesn't work.
But don't worry, it'll work now. And he drops it down to him, and then detonates it.
You love the casualness of like, it'll work now.
Don't worry, it'll work now. And he just blows them up with their own bomb.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yep.
And then the people in the church, they just keep singing their hymns like nothing happened.
Yep.
And so we cut into a scene outside like this grocery store in this small town the next day. And, they're talking about how they're having to ration out items, right? Because shipments are delayed because of everything that's been happening now, right? Like, people now are in full kind of like panic mode of what's happening. And of course, Dahlia's there. She's there, which means Hunter's going to be there.
Yep.
Right. So this shootout kind of ensues there, and then Hunter shows up, and Nico is there also. And they have some guys disguised as grocery store workers there, and they get shot and things, and Dahlia gets held captive by Nico. And at this point, Hunter's disappeared, and they're both screaming for Hunter to come.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Nico has her, and he's backing up to the edge of the grocery store. And then, out of nowhere, this hand comes out and takes Nico's hand, raises the gun, and shoots Nico in the head.
Yep.
With his own gun.
Yep.
He sneak attacked him and killed him with his own gun.
Yep.
And of course, once again, Dahlia is so appreciative of Hunter saving her life. This is like 2 times now.
She's so appreciative of him saving her life that it doesn't even register with her that a guy just got shot in the head right next to her.
No. There should be brain matter all over.
She should need therapy.
Thanks, cowboy.
For a while now.
All right. But now, things are continuing to get real. We cut back to that family. Right? The mom, the dad, and the girl. Right? And she's like 12. Right? And they're with a bunch of other families.
Mm-hmm. And so they've decided that with the rising tensions in the area, they need to get all these kids to safety.
But is it really safe anywhere? Or can they be sure they're safe anywhere?
That's the question. But I mean, they've already established
blew up an entire neighborhood.
Yeah, they've established that Rostov has no problem killing families. So they load all the kids up on this school bus.
And there's emotional goodbyes.
Mm-hmm. No emotional catharsis, but emotional goodbyes.
We'll be together again. Don't worry. The bus pulls away. And for some reason,
a couple of kids are starting to cry a little bit. And then somebody starts singing, "Row, row, row your boat."
And that's all they sing.
And I feel so bad for that bus driver. Because they don't just sing it once. No, they just keep singing it over and over and over.
You can tell they've been on this bus for probably a good 30 minutes, and they're still singing, "Row, row, row your boat." Where are they going? There are no other adults on this bus.
No, there's the bus driver and a bunch of kids.
There's no chaperones.
Nope.
It's just the bus driver.
Bus driver and a bunch of kids. And they're singing "Row, row, row your boat," and this bus driver is probably going to go crazy by the time this bus ride is done.
By the end of it, he probably would have been okay with Chuck Norris not saving his life.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, while the bus is driving down the road, and we see this car with a couple of bad guys in it.
Yep, and they're following the bus. What's going to happen?
And they pull up next to it, and they have a sticky bomb. It has a C4 on a magnet.
This movie puts a sticky bomb on a school bus full of kids.
Yep. They flip the timer on. And they pull up next to the bus, and they just stick this C4 to the side of the bus.
And you can tell, it's about 3 minutes, 180 seconds is what it says.
But it's going fast. It's a fast 180 seconds.
And they put it by the window of that girl, and she sees this car pull up and put something on the bus.
And she looks down and
she sees it stuck. She sees him drive away fast, and she doesn't think about, "Hey, bus driver, you might want to pull over here."
These guys just put something on the side of the bus. No, she just goes along singing the song with everybody else. Meanwhile, Chuck Norris is
our hero.
He's stuck in a roadblock.
He's like, they're doing some construction. Because what a better time to pave a road than a national emergency.
Yeah. So he pulls around, and he gets on the highway, and I
imagine Keanu Reeves riding shotgun with him in this scene.
Yes, absolutely. And so he's driving on the road, and he sees that bomb on the side of the bus. And so he pulls up to it. He tries to get close, but he can't quite get close enough.
Yep.
It
takes him a
couple of tries to get up close enough without hitting the bus. Because he doesn't want to hurt these kids. Yes, that would be very bad. He doesn't want any harm to come to these children.
No, he's Chuck Norris. Of course he doesn't.
And so he finally gets close enough to it, and he reaches out, and he just takes that bomb off the side of the bus. And it's got about, 30 seconds or so left on it?
30 seconds. So he's got to find the right car.
Yeah. And so he pulls away from the bus, and he's driving. He sees the bad guy's car.
And that girl, she's looking at it. It's like, oh, that guy just took
the thing off the side of the bus. Okay. So he goes up, and he finds that car. And he doesn't check to make sure that they're the bad guys.
No. He's Chuck Norris. He knows they're the bad guys.
Yeah. But he just pulls up. He's like, "Hey, I think you forgot something." And he sticks it to the hood of the car.
Breaks and pulls off.
And then, so they swerve over to the side of the road, and then the car blows up.
frantic trying to get the sticky bomb off their car. It's too late. There's probably a guy that's counting down. We got 5 seconds. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah. But that timer goes out. And yeah. Their car blows up.
As happy as a moment that might be, as glorious as that is, it cannot. The day does not end on a happy note for Hunter.
No, it doesn't.
Because there is an incident that we do not see occur. Because the next time we see him, he is standing around at this like county fair, and there's police tape, caution tape.
Yep.
And they blew up a kiddie ride.
Yep.
We don't see it, thankfully.
Yeah.
But this movie goes there.
But it goes
there.
We
understand that this movie blows up a kiddie ride at a county fair.
Yeah. And just to rub it in our faces, and we know for a fact that they blew up a kiddie ride full of kids, then was this Cassidy
shows up here.
Yeah, it was Cassidy that showed up here. So yeah, Cassidy shows up and he's talking to Hunter, and he's like, "Hey, good job with Nico. It was a great job with Nico." And Hunter says, "Well, that didn't help these kids, did it?"
You have to wonder how many of these kids died.
Yeah, because it like zooms on a merry-go-round, and it's just all blown up, and all blown up.
We see this little but
it's like one of those merry-go-rounds with cars and motorcycles, not with horses. But they're all flipped over, and funnel cake stand is just destroyed, and we're
left to piece together what happened. But I mean, Hunter just gave us some confirmation that a lot of kids died that day.
Yep.
And Cassie's like, we gotta end this though. And Hunter's like, I know.
So if Hunter wasn't mad already, he's pissed now.
He is angry. He might have been able to save that school bus.
But he couldn't save all these kids just having fun at a carnival.
And he's just upset because he did not turn on all his Chuck Norris prowess enough to bilocate.
Mm-hmm.
He probably did. He probably did save some other kids somewhere else at the same time as the school bus.
Yeah.
But he decided not to trilocate that day. And so it's weighing heavy on him. But he's got a plan.
He's got a plan. He's a
man with a plan. So he tells Cassie this plan. It's all written out, this plan. He's taking time to write out this plan because he hands Cassidy
he hands Cassidy like a manifesto.
And Cassidy quickly was like, well, I can't do this in time. It's like Cassie's like, I can't do this in time. They'd never go for it.
At the bottom or the top of it says battle plan, and it's all like drawn out and written in crayon, and there's it's the battle plan from Home Alone.
I don't know, it just looks
like he hands him like an essay. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like,
you have time to go type it out.
When do you have time to
staple it,
make this manifesto? This thesis.
And this is quite the plan he has. It's when Cassidy looks at it, and when he says but yeah, he's just like, yeah, you gotta make it happen.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do this. I can't there's not time. I can't do this. I can't make this happen. And all Hunter tells him, you make it happen.
And somehow he does.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we cut to a shot now because we haven't seen Rostov in a little while. He's watching some news, and this woman's talking. This newscaster's talking about things, and they, about all these different incidents that have happened, and they talk about how some federal authorities have brought a vigilante to justice. Not to justice. They've arrested a vigilante.
Yes, they've arrested a vigilante. This vigilante who's been going around and killing all these terrorists.
Killing terrorists. Oh my goodness. He's not killing terrorists, is he?
Oh no. He's a vigilante who's killing terrorists? Give him the chair.
That have killed children.
Give him the chair.
That's the worst kind of vigilante. Mm-hmm. The one that kills child killers.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, Rostov, he's smoking the cigarette. He's intently watching the news.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, ooh, yeah. And then it's like, they had not released the name of this guy yet, but they've been told us that they are going to bring him to Atlanta to this big meeting of, governors and all these people that are going to be discussing the recent invasion.
Yeah.
On U.S. soil.
This recent invasion of the United States of America.
Hence our title, Invasion U.S.A. If you haven't caught on to that already, that.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Ross is like, this is it now. I'm going to gather everybody. We're going to Atlanta. We're going to see where Coke is made.
We're going to take him out and maybe get us some Coke while we're there.
And for good measure, he kicks the TV after all this.
Yes. He picks it up and he throws it down.
That's right. He throws it down. That's right.
He picks up the TV and throws it on the floor.
It's the watermelon smash. Because he sees Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep. So he's getting all his guys ready. And Hunter.
The reason why he throws the TV, I forgot, is because then they have shown.
It's
a separate news broadcast. It's the next day. It's a new news broadcast.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's when we see.
It's when Hunter is being escorted into the building, and the newscaster puts the mic in his face and asks if he has anything he wants to say. And he's like, "Oh yes, I have something I want to say."
I love when he stares into it like he knows that Rostov is going to be on the other end. He knows
that Rostov is going to be watching it. He doesn't say Rostov's name.
No.
He just says something along the lines of, if you want me, you know where to find me. And remember, it's time to die.
Meanwhile, there was probably dozens of other people across the country that have had experiences with Hunter that are now about to have nightmares about him.
Yes.
Because they're worried he might be talking about them.
Yep. Because he never says Rostov's name.
But like you said, he just says, it's time to die. And that's when
on a live news broadcast. He says that on a live news broadcast.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
So, of course,
he also sees Dahlia as he's coming into, and they have a conversation. She's a little bit more polite this time when they meet each other. But anyway.
She's still like, "Hey, cowboy."
So they start gathering all their people to go to Atlanta.
Yep. After Rostov gets angry and throws the TV. And there's like 3 TVs lined up right next to each other.
There's 3. We might be watching Bob Ross on the other one.
Maybe. Maybe he's watching the Electric Company.
Yeah, could be.
Or Sesame Street.
Watching MacGyver.
He could
Magnum PI.
Yep. If he was watching MacGyver, then he might be able to like get some ideas on how to possibly slow down Chuck Norris.
Or he's watching Murder, She Wrote.
Maybe.
And trying to, getting ideas of how to
murder everybody in a small town and get away with
people and pass it off as being an author.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because he does murder a lot of people, so he could use some advice to better disguise his crimes.
He could definitely use some advice on how to disguise.
Because he's not subtle with his crimes. He's either using a rocket launcher or shooting people in the balls.
Yeah, but never shooting anybody in the balls with a rocket launcher. But
can you imagine the Tea Party in Pulp Fiction with a rocket launcher? Step aside, Butch.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Anyway. Yes. So we cut to Atlanta. It's at night, and they've gotten up there, and we cut to this armored car facility. Right? And there's one guy, he's kind of working under one of the cars, doing some mechanical work to it, right? There's these two other guys, one sitting at the desk, and this other guy goes up to him, he's drinking some coffee. He asks him something about a recent sports game or match or something like that, right?
Did you see that recent sports match that everybody's watching?
Where play the who knows? Anyway, so
Yep, the team that is doing better than the other team is playing that
team. A.
Yes.
The team in the blue is playing the team in the green. And the objective is to score more points than the other team, right?
Yes.
So they're kind of continuing on with the shift when all of a sudden the doors just blow open on this, like the garage that they're in there, right? And so apparently this stunt, I guess it's the guy that we were just talking about. The stuntman actually got injured in the stunt in this scene. And they actually kept the actual cut of it where
they do that a lot. They do that a lot out of respect for the guy who got injured. And they will keep the scene where they got injured in the movie.
Like, he didn't get killed, right? No. He just got, we get injured, broke a bone or something, right? And so then, and they just proceed to kill the 3 security guards in here, right? Mm-hmm. And they just commandeer all these armored cars. The Atlanta Armored Car Company.
Mm-hmm.
These white armored cars, right?
The AACC.
Yep. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. The AACC.
As opposed to Brinks.
Yeah.
And so, and then all of a sudden we see all these armored cars just driving the streets of Atlanta, right? And also you see some of the National Guardsmen that are there, right? And they have little blockades and they're just weaving around them. But we have Rostov. He has a helicopter.
Yes, he does. He has a helicopter.
So he lands on the roof of the building where Hunter is supposedly being held, for his vigilante crimes.
Are they vigilante war crimes?
That's a good question.
Because if they are, then James Hong might have a few words for him.
Then he needs Emmett Walsh.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't get into Emmett Walsh is not in this movie.
No, he is not.
He would have been a nice addition in this movie, but he's not in this movie. So we have a bunch of them, all these terrorists. They're going in on the ground level. And they're looking around. And you got Rostov and probably a half dozen guys laying on the roof in a helicopter, right? And they're going to go in through the top, right? So they get into the building, through the roof access. All these other guys are in the lobby, right? And then out on the roof, who appears?
Chuck Norris appears in his denim on denim.
I love how
with his dual micro Uzis.
And the helicopter pilot, he's just chilling. He does not see Chuck Norris appear.
He does not. He does
Which
not.
is too bad for him, but not really, because he is a betting terrorist that have killed dozens of children.
Mm-hmm.
So I really not sad about what happens next.
No, not at all.
So, does he? Not the mic. What is he? Does he have a rocket launcher himself that he shoots into the helicopter? The helicopter explodes.
Yes, he might.
I don't know where he got it from.
Or he just shoots it with his micro Uzis and it blows up because it was the 80s.
I think it was a bazooka, though. Once they get a little rocket launcher.
Yeah.
By the way, the actor in this scene is Stephen Merkel.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that this is described is just blowing up when Chuck Norris shoots a bazooka into the helicopter he's in. So anyway, a bunch of the guys are kind of in the lobby, the first floor, and these other guys at Rostov is taken now, right? They're up on this main level, where they think, Hunter is.
Yeah.
And they're kicking in office doors and just shooting indiscriminately as soon as they open the doors, right? Because they don't know where he is technically, right? They just think he might be in one of these rooms, right? And they get through about half dozen rooms and no sign of Hunter. Now Rostov is getting the suspicion: is this a trap? Right? We can't quite figure this out.
Nope, he can't. But one of these guys, while Hunter is going through his killing spree of all these terrorists throughout this building, one of the guys that he kills, we see, has a MAC-10 with one of those giant suppressors on it.
Yes. There's a MAC-10 with a giant suppressor in this movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is after this is so after they start trying to fire in these rooms, all of a sudden, they start getting stalked by Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris stalks people in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. Yes,
he stalks some terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts killing several of them. Right?
Mm-hmm. That he does.
And then, he gets to one that, the first one he kind of gets, right? He's looking around, and when he comes back down one, I love it. He senses this person from all the way across this range of cubicles. And he turns around because he senses the person and just shoots him dead. Yep. That's the first one.
Yep.
Right? With the Uzi, from, again, it's this broad range of cubicles across this floor. Right? It's nothing. And he gets the one within this set of cubicles, and it's the guy has a MAC-10 with a suppressor, and he just kicks him.
Yep.
And then the guy is trying to, casually trying to get his gun. And then he shoots him dead before he can get back to that MAC-10 with a suppressor. And so he goes through about 6, 7 of these guys. Right? There's still a few left, though. There's 2 left, by the way, besides.
Yes. There's
Rostov.
2 left besides Rostov.
And, so what's the gun that he picks up?
So
as he's trying to fall. It's a giant gun.
Yeah, so he picks up a law at one point.
So that happens. That's later, right? Yeah, or maybe he has later. It here too.
But no, he picks up an M16 with a grenade launcher attached to it.
That's he's just casually walking the floor, and he comes to a door, and he's about to open the door, but his spidey sense goes off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he backs away from said door, and then we get this shot on the other side of the door, and there's two terrorists on either side of the door that were ready to, open fire as soon as the door opens.
Mm-hmm. But the door doesn't open. Or at least a person doesn't push the door open.
No, a person doesn't.
Yeah. They blow up.
Holes in the wall. Doors are, blows the door open. You just see these two giant holes on either side of it.
Yep.
Where two people used to be.
Yep. Yep. So,
meanwhile, all the people in the lobby realize they have to get back outside. And when they get outside, all of a sudden they realize the entire army is there. There's like dozens of tanks lined up.
Yep.
And the other guys out there with machine guns. And it just becomes a firefight at street level. And all the terrorists are screaming because they're surrounded.
Mm-hmm. They're surrounded by tanks. And if they go back inside, they have to face Chuck Norris. So either way, they're screwed.
There's some helicopters firing shots at them from the air. Yeah, they're killing a few of the soldiers, but no, I mean they eventually surrender because they realize they're at the point now. It's either get shot by a tank or get shot by Chuck Norris.
Mm-hmm. Now, meanwhile, inside the building,
it's down to two people.
Chuck Norris is stalking Rostov.
And eventually they meet up and they have a little fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a fight because Rostov does not land anything.
No, he doesn't. Like, at least David Carradine landed a couple of hits.
And then he gets kicked back through several cubicles. He gets kicked and flies across 2 or 3 cubicles.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's dazed, we get a picture of kind of looking up from that cubicle where he lands, and we see Chuck Norris there staring over it. And by the time he recovers and stands up, Chuck Norris is gone.
And
so this
gone.
The stalking continues.
And so Rostov walks down this hallway.
And he decides he's going to pick up one of his rocket launchers.
Yeah, he's going to pick up one of his rocket launchers, and he's going to go and he's going to try to take out some of these tanks and some of the soldiers that are down on the ground.
Yeah.
So he walks over to the window.
That is very fitting for his character.
Yes. So he walks over to the window, and he looks down there. And then, from down the hall, Hunter steps out, and he's carrying a rocket launcher himself. He's got a little single shot.
Law, yes. Not just any rocket. He's got a law.
And he extends the tube.
And I love how the music slows down.
Mm-hmm.
It quiets. The music kind of swells. It gets patriotic, and then it slows down, and it's quiet.
And he slowly extends that tube, and it snaps into place, and the sight pops up. And Rostov hears this. And you see it in his face. He's just like, oh, shit.
And then he hears the words.
Rostov, it's time to die.
And then, I love it. He turns. To his credit, he's going to give up. He's going to try to give up a fight. And he just leaves out. He looks at this gunner. As soon as he turns.
And Hunter fires that rocket launcher and blows Rostov out the window.
And
what I love yes, me too. I love it so much. Why do you love it, Tony?
So we get the exterior of the window as it blows open.
Mm-hmm.
It's in slow.
It's in slow motion.
You see a foot.
You see a foot, and then you see an arm.
And then
you see body parts flying out of this window from the middle of this explosion.
Foot, an arm, few other body parts, and then you see a head at the bottom of the screen.
So, the big question is, though, do you think Hunter shot him in the crotch?
It's a good chance. Might as well, right? Why not shoot him in the crotch?
Hey, he's been shooting everybody else in the crotch.
Yeah, it's fitting. So yes, we see slow motion and body parts, and then it's triumphant music. We cut back to Chuck Norris. He just throws that law on the ground. And then the
stands up, and then it freezes. It freeze frames right there, and the credits roll.
It's a John Hughes freeze frame as he tosses the sun.
And Don't You Forget About Me starts playing.
There's no epilogue.
No, to this freeze frame on Chuck Norris.
Satisfied with
smiling like John Candy at the end of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
It's like I reunited him with a anyway. Oh, it's such a satisfying ending.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's like this perfect horror movie type thing.
Yes.
It's like it does, especially if you look at it from the point of view that maybe Rostov is the protagonist of this movie.
Maybe.
And Hunter is the antagonist, foiling his plans, stalking him. And you think the bad guy is going to win this one. Well, not the bad guy. I think, oh, yeah, the protagonist is going to live. No.
You know who they should have gotten to play Rostov, though?
Who?
Dennis Hopper.
Yes. he could be like, so. Then Chuck Norris is like, after he throws the M72 down, he's like, well, yeah.
I'm taller.
They could have done a Predator type thing with this also. After the freeze frame, all of a sudden we go to the sitcom credits.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We could have.
We show the guy that he shoots in the balls with nice sitcom music. Show the boy that blows up.
Yeah, that's Invasion USA.
Yeah.
Pure 1985 Chuck Norris gloriosity.
Gloriosity. Yes. 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 Very, very apt descriptor. Yeah. Again, I mean, technically, is it a good movie? Is it fun?
It is so much fun. It is the kind of movie that you have no problem sitting down and suspending disbelief for a couple hours, or for not even a couple hours.
For 100 minutes. I guess it would be a couple hours if there's commercials.
Yeah.
And yeah, watching people get shot in the balls, watching kids blow up, watching school buses in peril, watching Chuck Norris terrorize people in their nightmares.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry. Is that not a fun Saturday afternoon? Especially a rainy Saturday afternoon? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. When you just invite whatever random Boy Scout's trying to sell you a wreath for Christmas into the house and watch it with them.
Do you want to watch Chuck Norris blow people up? But I think a fitting capstone to this Chuck Norris series we've done.
And people, don't invite random Boy Scouts into your house.
No.
That's not okay. That's not okay.
No, it's not.
Make sure that if any of them ever come into your house, their parent or guardian is with them.
Yes. Yes. And buy their popcorn.
Yes. Buy their popcorn, buy their wreaths. Whatever they're selling.
But yes, I think a nice fitting end to our Chuck Norris series, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think we picked 3 good movies to demonstrate why Chuck Norris became Chuck Norris.
Yes. I agree.
Why he is such a legend.
Yes.
Even before Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yep.
Which is what I would have known him for so long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Before venturing into some of his movies.
Yep.
There's others we could have done Delta Force.
We could have. We thought about it. We considered it. We talked about doing it.
But I'm happy with the 3 we chose.
I am too.
I think we got a nice encapsulation of Chuck Norris. We start with him getting buried alive in a truck and just driving out of that
driving out of the hole,
pouring a beer bath over himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we talked about him rising out of the water with an M60.
No, there's no scene that's quite like either one of those in this movie because at this point he has become full Chuck Norris mode.
Yes.
Where at this point he's just in your nightmares.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then he's gonna shoot you with a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
He's gonna taunt you the entire movie, telling you it's time to die.
Yeah.
And eventually, it actually is time. And you blow up in slow motion.
Yep. Yep. And pieces of you fly everywhere. Through a window.
I need to see this movie re-released so I could actually go into the theater and just watch that scene
on the big screen.
On the wall.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's my final word on Invasion USA and our Chuck Norris series.
Yes. It has been a fun Chuck Norris series.
It has.
A fun Chuck Norris tribute series.
There's a proper way to honor him.
I think so. But if you enjoy what you're hearing, then go ahead and check us out on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. We're Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. And is spelled out. A&D is not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. We're also on X or Twitter. There's R&T Cinematic. And you can also check us out on Letterboxd. Go and read some reviews that we've done on various movies. Some we've done on the podcast, some we haven't done, some we will do, some we won't do. That is Cine Adventure or Cine Adventure. CINE Adventure. And then also just shoot us an email. Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure at gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of Invasion USA. What did you think of the Chuck Norris trilogy that we did for his tribute episodes? Should we do more Chuck Norris movies? Should we, give Chuck Norris movies a rest for now? What do you think? Do you love Chuck Norris movies? Do you hate them? We want to know. We want to know what your thoughts are. So send us an email. Go to our social media, give us a like and a follow. Go to your favorite podcast app, or if you're listening to us, hit that subscribe button. Give us a good rating, a good review. That's how we move up in the rankings and the search and the recommendations, all that stuff. Because we want to be able to reach as many people as possible. And reach as many ears as we can. Because we love talking about these movies.
Well, we do.
We love watching them. And we love talking about them. And we know that there are people out there that love watching movies and love hearing people talk about them. And they love talking about themselves. And who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll have some of you on the podcast. But anyway, we're going to move on from our Chuck Norris series. Our Chuck Norris mini-series, trilogy, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
And next time, we're going to be talking about a movie that does not quite get the recognition that it did back when it first came out. It's one of those ones that's a little bit less remembered.
It's kind of gone a little bit under the radar, even though they did, was it a TV series?
There was a TV series. Yes, there was a TV series, a short-lived TV series based off of this movie.
So which even kind of shows you that the TV series didn't work out well, and so it's kind of stayed under the radar. And I like that we did movies like that were under the radar last year around the same time.
Yeah. So next up, we are going to be talking about the Jim Caviezel, Dennis Quaid film Frequency.
Which, we kind of, it's a quasi time travel movie, not exactly. We had a little time travel series we did with Back to the Future and Looper.
Yep.
This kind of will fit into that mold a little bit, which we can talk about next week. And I'm excited about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily time travel per se, but in a way it kind of is, because something is traveling through time.
It is, yes. And there are things that change patterns in time.
Yes.
And it's been a long time since I've seen this movie.
Me too.
I think this is a fitting one for that kind of with what we're looking to do. So I'm excited to watch this again.
Me too. Yeah. So join us next time for Frequency.